You could.
Hello. Um, Last we had left off, the group had successfully vanquished the zombie horde that was coming upon them as they found themselves within the cold confines of Dawn Lake after pursuing the sought after item that Foamy was searching for. Uh, After doing this dangerous mission, you had resurfaced from the waters, your breaths catching as at first you expected from coming up from these cold waters a warm welcome to the open air, only to find that it hit the backs of your neck with a even more cold touch as you went from cold waters to colder lands, emerging as it is now probably a good bit part of the night as you are coming out into pitch blackness almost, other than the glinting of the moon. Actually, let me see if there is a moon tonight. Because it might not be. As you come out, it is just barely a moon out. A single claw scratch of a moon. As that is what welcomes you back out. Let's see. Uh, right as you guys got into your encounter, if I remember correctly, I did have Miss Alex shove our friend or your friend Odrin up and out of the waters using her water walk spell. And coming up out of the waters, expecting to see him there, looking slightly disgruntled after being shoved up, you do not see the visage or body of Odrin glinting within the moonlight. Instead, what you see left behind on the ground is his mask that was upon his face, followed by a trail of blood leading away from where you once were. As you stand there in the moonlight, the stars out, as you have this strange, heavy black pearl that was within a clamshell, the bottom of a hole, the bottom of Dawn Lake. You realize you are more confused than you've ever been, as this is where we begin, as you are all freezing cold after emerging. The only one who is probably not freezing cold is Talbot, who has the Ring of Warmth, who's currently not with us, and your Trident, who is currently very much confused as well, as she's uh, searching the snow and looking ahead towards where the trail of blood leads toward, confused as to where the person she thought she was saving had been taken to.
I think Ash just picks up the mask, I guess.
The bronze mask that had taken over the front of Odrin's face. As you flip it over, you could definitely see it wasn't just taken off, it was torn off. There's still sinews and skin attached to the back of it. From what you can feel, still a little warm, too, the blood, as you can see parts of his face that was torn with it alongside.
Alright, well, I guess Ash is just gonna follow. We're just gonna follow the trail of blood.
Alright? You all gather yourselves and begin to follow the path. And as you begin to follow it closer, you realize it's not heading towards the destination you thought. Your first thought was maybe it was heading off towards White Gulch, where probably he was caught by a guardsman that was patrolling. Maybe caught by the same person who's looking after your cat. But it doesn't seem to be heading towards White Gulch. it seems to just be heading in the direction of the train tracks towards Underbell, away from Underbell, really. As it seems to head, instead of towards White Gulch, towards the mountains, the parting in the mountains that you decided to not go through, instead go around.
I think after a while, Ash is just like, alright, well, we're no good to Odrin if we're dead from hypothermia. Let's build a fire.
I think at this point, that's when Ro has already. The moment you kind of say that, I think Ro is already kind of rolling up their very wet sleeves as they're starting to essentially spark to life anything they can do with their natural fire abilities as they attempt to kind of create something that would help.
Just gonna go try to collect some firewood.
It'll probably be best.
I am back.
Alright, Timberpelt, you wanna help me collect firewood?
Sure. Be down for that.
Alright.
I think it'd be pretty simple. The woods in this area are fairly dead, so it's not too hard to break a hollow tree and be able to collect its wood from that as you bring it back to the party and create a decent enough area for you to start a fire, as Ro will happily help you in doing so, using a simple bit of fire control to light it and keep control of it as you all gather yourselves and warm up to your best abilities. Can everyone give me a survival check? While Ash and Lonnie, you're not too well versed in living out in the woods, Timberpelt, from your time within the Feywild and from the woods that you've wandered within the Giant's Lands back in Ashen, you know for certain you probably need to take all of the clothes off that you currently have now and get into not wet clothes to avoid frostbite. Because the last thing you want is to wake up the next morning to find your feet no longer have blood flowing to them.
That's bad.
Yes.
Just starts following Timberpelt.
Of course, Ash, it's not as bad for you, as the only thing you really need to dry off and remove is your saddle and your shirts.
Yeah.
You
And my leg
all...
warmers.
I imagine you all preemptively put your backup clothes or any kind of clothes into the any bag of holding that you might have, so that it would remain dry.
Yeah, he starts taking out blankets out of the bag of holding, and people's clothes.
Yeah, changing into a fresh pair that is not wet and a lot nicer to be in, as you all huddle within yourselves as you attempt to rest for the night, as you all will regain a long rest. As it is now the 6th of the, I believe, second month of trees now. Waking up the following morning, it is cold as hell still, if not a little bit chillier than it was the day before. The clouds are clear, however, no cloud in sight, no sign of rain to come, as luckily for you, at least it's not raining, which would have probably made it worse. And it doesn't seem to be too windy either, so it's just simply a cold, dry day, which isn't too bad in the grand scheme of things. Hello.
I sometimes don't regret, but I sometimes, goddamn, I had to wear headphones while I have my earrings on.
Oh, I feel it. I feel it. Speaking of, Miss Demetrius,
Yes, wait, are we being attacked?
no. As you all had crawled out of the water after your instance of the fight, you had briefly remembered that your friend Odrin, who had been traveling with you, your companion, he had been sent up to the surface by your ally Alex in an attempt to keep him protected. And in turn, after coming up out of the water, everyone had come to find not Odrin there, as you all had resurfaced in the midst of the night, and instead finding the brass mask ripped off of his face and laying on the ground, along with a trail of blood that left somewhere that you do not know the exact location of. As you all rested for the night after following the path for a bit, and had taken rest after changing into not wet clothes and drying yourselves beside a fire to remain warm. It is now the 6th of the second month of trees, on a cold winter's day, as you all have awakened the next morning.
Alright, let's either go find Odrin or Odrin's dead body.
Preferably him alive and
Preferably alive, but I do want to prepare you all for the worst.
Sorry, Casey, somebody show me something first. So your plan is to follow the trail of blood?
Yeah.
You're right.
Do I see any other tracks to get to see what might have taken him?
Luckily, it has not snowed or rained previously, so you do see as the day becomes, as it has become day, and it's no longer dark in the night with the claw scratch of the moon, you are able to see that there are about, I'd say, five to six sets of footprints. You can't tell, a lot of them overlap each other, but from what you can mostly tell, as you give me a survival check, but with advantage because of Timberpelt's high roll.
Okay. Natural 1.
And
And
if
well,
anyone else wants to roll as well, you may with advantage.
I'll
Give
give
me
it
I
a
a
shot.
will
minute. Let me
look at.
I'll
I'm gonna give Timberpelt. Timberpelt, you
let me get
got
my
this.
Discord on.
It appears
No,
to be
wait,
just give it a try.
Desi, you good with tracks? You good at survival?
Who's
Desi?
I don't know who's. I forget people. Sorry, forget your
It's a
name.
new person.
Demetrius.
It's one of other character. But
Wait,
same
who's-
person.
They both start with a D.
Yeah. They were talking about your one from a different
Wait,
campaign.
who's Desi?
Desmonia.
Yeah.
My name is not Desi.
That's the
Demi,
mistake
sorry.
Bang pointed out. Yeah, you're good.
Demetrius. Are you good with survival? Demetrius?
Where was easy, you can also call me Debbie. Let me look at myself and see if I'm good in survival. As the player right now, low to roll 20.
Yeah, I can tell you're loading into roll 20. You sound broken.
Yeah. You're cutting in and out. Alright.
Sorry, it's just roll 20 for some reason. Yeah. Sorry, it's just roll 20 right now. It's just taking a while to load, then I probably have to refresh the page because it's not doing anything.
I think Ash is just gonna look at that, look how Demodius is taking a long time to answer, and it's just gonna be like, "All right, Timberpelt, you've got this." Give him some bardic
Literally,
inspiration.
Demetrius is T-posing, loading in at the moment. Hi, Jacques.
She's
Yes.
suffering.
I think I got it. I got it.
There's
There
a
you go.
bathroom in the left cabinet underneath the mirror.
Sure. Did you roll with
The second
advantage?
one is not the unusual one. Look at the sink.
I got it. Let me see my survival.
Remember, be sure to roll with
My
advantage.
survive. Oh no, I'm not good. I'm not good for survival. I have 1 survival.
Okay.
Jacques, leave me alone.
Right. So I gave Timberpelt bardic inspiration.
Okay.
So not only do you have advantage, but you also have to get to add a D8.
Timberfelt, you're the epitome of smell it, dog.
Yeah.
And also, guess who has the lucky feet? So,
Mm.
let's see. What's the bardic inspiration again?
A D8.
A D8. Alright, let's see what the D8 gives me. That would make it
All right, a 17. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm
With a
happy
little
with
bit of inspiration and some looking around, Timberpelt, you specifically, as you look upon these tracks in the snow, you're immediately drawn back as you remember vividly the gunshot that was fired near your head as you recognize 2 sets of feet that just 2 feet that you notice don't match, that always seem to walk in parallel to each other. One a large foot, kind of hoof-shaped in a bit, and the other a single stamp in the ground like a pole. And you realize it's probably the peg leg of Rebecca Broder.
Oh,
Fuck.
fucking bitch!
the
Chased
one
us.
who nearly
The
got
one
a
who shot you. Yeah, who nearly bopped your head off.
God damn, this bitch is fucking nemesis. What the fuck?
I do like how this one NPC has become our enemy for life.
Oh, that's all I've ever wanted.
Becoming a Minister X over here. That's terrifying. With a gun. I
Yeah,
mean,
this
that's
is a more
nemesis for you.
terrifying version of Alagot.
Because she has a big gun. And we're not prepared to fight that
nearly
yet.
shot my face off.
Nearly, yeah.
Well,
Should we follow the
rest
tracks?
in peace, Odrin. Hopefully he gets out alive.
You guys are able to follow
I'll-
these tracks if you wish.
Yeah, should we follow the tracks?
But the thing is, should we?
I would let
She'll be
real
followed.
quick, I would let the group know that it is her that these tracks belong to.
Okay, so proceed with
The thing is-
caution.
So we can
Yeah,
either go
it's
the
like
opposite
she'll be-
direction and go away from them, or we can follow them to her.
I mean, he's in trouble. But the issue is, we're not ready to deal with her.
It depends if she's by herself or with friends.
There's multiple sets of tracks, right?
Even
Yes.
even by herself, she is a menace to.
Yeah, but what if
she is?
but what if she turns against her own allies instead with
Knowing Rebecca, I don't think she would.
Well, she would if there was
Her
like
mind,
a ton of money from
she
on the
would
line.
if there's
she doesn't. She doesn't care about money. She really doesn't.
I'm not talking about financially, I'm talking arcane.
What I
Being
can
able
say
to control
is-
the mind is a powerful thing.
It could, but I'm not too sure. But if that's something that the Westie wants to do, I can't. I cannot force any of you to. I cannot force everyone's decision, but
I vote
I
for
I
the
don't
bad
want
decision.
to, but I don't think Alex would live with herself if like Odrin was dead.
I will say Alex is just kind of like, after hearing the information that it was Rebecca that got him, and just you can see her staring on ahead. She looks mortified, like
It's okay.
after experiencing it.
Ash is
I
just like,
work
it's
for-
okay. Rubbing her back, it's just like, it's okay. It's not your fault, sweetie.
I sent him up.
I work with Rebecca. The only thing that she cares about is just for the thrills of it.
Wait, you
She
worked
is-
with her?
At times, not mostly, but at times, and she only does it for the thrill of kill, or the thrill of basically for the fun of it.
So basically,
She's
we're walking
insane.
into a trap.
Yes. She is a fucking beast, like in a literal definition.
Yeah, we've been at the wrong hand for a couple of times.
But do you remember that situation where she almost killed Timberpel?
Yes, I do. But as I said, I don't think the good people of our party are gonna be able to live with themselves. I do not want to go, but
Well, all I'm saying is I am giving a caution. I am giving a warning.
I think we
It's
proceed
really
with
up to-
caution. We see if Odrin's alive.
Oh, do you want me to scout ahead just in case, since I am experienced in basically keeping quiet?
That might
I
be
don't.
good.
I don't think splitting up would be a good idea at all. What if this is a way to split us up in the first place? Like
That is also
I mean,
true.
criminals
I
like
was-
that are keen, you know. And it seems like you've worked with criminals before, and as somebody who is a criminal, uh, putting my 2 cents in, what I think is going on here is that was a sign that maybe they want us to follow them. I mean, why ever else would there be a profuse amount of blood still following this trail after we followed it for so long?
And
I
not
mean,
just that, our companion is in danger.
true. There's always what we could do, is we could follow closely, see if he's still alive. And there's a good chance he probably is. I mean, she could have just killed him and left the body. Why did she take him?
And also another thing that I also realized is that I was about to suggest going in alone, since she knows me. But the thing is, at this point, I think she will figure out that I am with you now. So at this point, I don't think
That'd
I'll
be a
able
death
to,
wish.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be able to follow her anymore. She knows. Well,
Ash has
if
already
we all
already
agree,
put Lonnie on his back.
alright.
Um,
So it seems that we're all gonna proceed in caution then.
Backpack.
Like we're
I-
actually gonna follow the trail.
Do you see the mountain? There it is.
I see a corpse in the mountain.
I wonder if we're gonna run into a bandit, like a bandit weasel.
Alright.
Well,
Who's gonna go in the front and who's going the... Who wants to be in the front, though?
I mean, I'm on your back, so that's up to you.
Alex, were you about to say something?
May I be the one to look for him?
No.
We're all gonna look for him together, but...
We all
I
agree that we're
mean,
going to
can I be the one
proceed
to lead?
Ah.
From what I can tell, and she's gonna crouch down for a second to where the trail of blood is, sort of eyeing it. There's inconsistencies, with the amount of blood loss. He should have stopped bleeding out. Either that, or bled out enough to the point where he died, and stopped bleeding this much, but there's still consistent pools. So, either they're keeping him bleeding, or this isn't real.
Fake blood.
Exactly.
And the plot thickens.
Hearing this, Timberpelt's gonna use a spell slot real quick because it just came to his mind. He wants to have, for the time being, active of detect magic.
As you have casted this, and the 30 feet spread around you as you kind of take the senses in, inhaling the sharp, cold air around you, you're immediately caught off guard with the stench of magic. As you look down and you realize the path you have been following is not real.
Huh.
As it seems to be entirely truthful, you notice that it does not exist. It, in fact, as you reach down and mess with it for a briefest of moments and begin to interact with it, the spell itself almost realizes it's been found, and as you look forward, all of it disappears. The blood, the steps, everything gone.
Just to me or to everyone else?
Just to you. To everyone else, it's still there, but to you, everything has vanished. The path is gone.
I'm gonna hold up one of my hands, just as a stop hand signal. Just stop. Anyone else know to detect magic? Have means
no, but
magic?
I know how to. I can look to see if there's Arcana here.
Yeah, I suggest anyone
Yeah.
who doesn't have detect magic try their best at an Arcana check.
Yeah,
I'm
let me
seeing
go
a
roll my
false
Arcana.
path.
I'm going to attempt as
Let me
well.
roll mine.
I will also have
Do I
row.
know the school of it?
With that, it is illusionary.
Alright, I got another thing. I'm gonna wait until everyone does their thing.
Ash and Demetrius, just the two of you, as Alex, Ro, and you, Lonnie. I say Lonnie actually, with your experience with illusionary.
Yeah, I was gonna
you're
ask
immediately
that.
able to key on it.
Okay, cool.
While Ro and Alex, who's like really caught off guard with everything going on, and Ro, who's more worried about following the path in the first place. The rest of you, however, are immediately able to see exactly what he is talking about. As Ash, you step a hoof down into this, what you thought of initially to be a mess of blood within white snow, only to see as your footsteps through it, it's not real. You lift your hoof back up, and it simply is illusionary. Same with you, Lonnie, as you peer at it, and you're like, oh, that's really good work. And Demetrius, you recognize the craft of somebody who left behind false evidence to lead people on elsewhere, as none of that was real.
But the thing is, would Demetrius know that Rebecca, does this, or she has somebody else?
Probably a history check.
She's also just gonna rummage through his
because
bag and take out the
because Demetrius in her head was like, there's no way she did this on her own. Fuck.
You hadn't worked with her in a while, other than sending her after the party. As far as you were concerned, her things were pretty straightforward. It was kill or be killed with her. It was just straight up murder. You've seen her be a little cunning sometimes, but never like false path, as far as you can be concerned.
So I can tell that she might have somebody with her that knows magic.
That is your guess, is that maybe somebody else had done this. Maybe it wasn't even Rebecca at all. Maybe somebody who knew that Rebecca was after you guys. As far as you're concerned, you're even more stumped now, because there's 3 more options.
Yep. So she is gonna relay that to the party and say, there's no way that Rebecca can do something like this. I feel like we're being. Wait, can I point a theory out real quick?
Hmm?
I feel like Odrin. I think this is all Odrin's purpose.
That's why I was also gonna pull out the mask.
The mask is true, actually.
Are you
The
talking?
mask, as you hold it, is still dried with blood and still has pieces of his face once attached. It is most definitely real. And it was
I show
most
it to
definitely his.
Timberfelt.
But did he like did this on purpose just to get away from us?
Odrin doesn't have the ability to do magic.
I thought he does.
Oh, that's not magic. That was Wolfman. That's not. Those are two different people.
Yeah, I was about to say,
No, you're thinking of two very different people. But holding it up to Timberfelt as you look up, that mask is definitely real. There's a little bit of something arcanic behind it, the craft of the mask, perhaps, but it's true. It was his. You recognize it entirely.
Yeah, but does he still see the flesh and blood on the back?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
The now dried blood.
But not from like recent though, right?
Should I dispel the illusion in front of us then?
I'd say after all of you realizing it, and after keying in Ro and Alex, it will become dispelled itself.
Okay.
As
Alright.
now you are standing with no clear path and no clear tracks.
But the question is,
I've,
what happens if we do follow that path?
Who knows?
Well, the thing is, I don't think we will know anymore since we basically got rid of the path, so we won't know.
You know it led into the mountains through the path that you initially were going to go through until you decided to go around the mountains.
But because around the mountains is more safer, right?
As far as you were concerned, yes. And it was farther from White Gulch.
I think Ash is
Further
just
away
gonna look
from-
around for more tracks.
if anyone knows what's the wildlife around here, because I'm still a
I don't know
visitor,
what history.
and I don't know.
Yeah, when he said wildlife, I'm definitely gonna roll a history on that. No.
And a wildlife would rip
There
off somebody's
are-
mask.
There are animals. There are definitely animals. Birds. Mm-hmm. A wolf,
Birds.
definitely. Could be. Might be. Who knows? Like, you're aware that animals do wander here, but you don't see any for miles. As far as you're concerned, you haven't seen any. You've seen the occasional bunny pass through the snow, hopping through. Maybe a winter fox scurrying its way through folds of snow. And the occasional caw of either a vulture or hawk overhead. But other than that, nothing you can think of that would be that specific to rip off his face and not leave anything else behind.
I think Ash is gonna look around for any other, for any real blood.
How far did you walk away from the original site?
I guess, like, we probably would have gone, like, 10 minutes away. We wouldn't have gotten that far.
Then I'd say following back to where you were initially, you can definitely tell that where it started, it was real.
Okay.
And then about maybe after a 5-minute walk, it seemed to stop. But it also seems like there were no tracks.
So she framed us for his murder. Great. I think Ash is just gonna start covering up their tracks.
Say, could I
Yeah.
take the murder scene then?
Yeah, you sure can.
To take the
Yeah.
evidence away?
Yeah,
you sure
just-
can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
did it.
just cover up our tracks, just so that we're not blamed for his murder.
Using
the
little pings of prestidigitation throughout different areas, you manage to clean it up slowly, bit by bit, wishing to not only keep prying noses out of your current situation, but to also make sure that no one can try to tie this back to you. Because sure, you didn't do the murder, but it sure as shit looks like you did.
Yeah.
Especially since you have his face now.
Yeah.
Or, I guess, mask.
She
Not
must
really
happen
face.
to be foreigners.
Yeah, blame it on the foreigners.
Ash is gonna look for any other, like, footprints or anything.
Give me an investigation.
Right.
Would I be able to notice Ash doing it and investigate on my own?
You may, yes.
I didn't go well.
Ash, you begin to use your front hooves to kind of sift through the snow, looking around, making sure if you can find anything.
Both of us got 3.
Yeah. Lonnie, you, well, actually, you got a little more than that on your end. Well, at least with the 11 and 12, but goodness gracious, that is atrocious. Lonnie, the same goes for you. You kind of hop off of Ash and look around a little bit yourself. You look behind yourself and you're like, oh, there's tracks. Oh wait, those are mine. And nothing seems to have yet been found. If anyone else wants to roll an investigation, they may, or if you want to work with an NPC to investigate, you also may do that.
Like,
I'll try my hand at investigating.
I think Ash is gonna be like, "You got this, timber pelt and finger gun to you." Giving you burning inspiration again.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So investigation, correct?
Yeah. Cherry. Again, as if you want to roll the bardic inspiration too, you can, just to add to it.
How long
Dude,
does that
the
last
guy with
again?
the +2 got higher than us.
I don't
28.
remember how long the bardic inspiration lasts.
It lasts for 10 minutes.
So
It doesn't last long.
if you want to roll it just to have it, Timberpelt, go right ahead. See if you get anything higher.
Yeah.
If you roll a natural 8, I'll even give you some extra stuff too. Really close. That was super close. 27 though, fully. As you are encouraged by your centaur friend, and you begin to make your way through, you think more about Odrin. You didn't really talk much with him, but you know he's a man of specifics. He's somebody who doesn't just leave things as they are. And as you search through the snow, you pay more attention to, instead of what's on top of the snow, what tracks could be made, and what's underneath it. As you head over to the original area where the mask was once found and begin to sift through, and as your feet move through the snow, you feel your foot hit something that makes a crackling noise. Not like crackle as in the sound of like something cracking, but crackle like paper. As your foot kind of moves it up out of the snow a bit.
I go to... I'll look at it. Look down and see what it is first.
Looking down from what you can tell, before even picking it up, as it's been moved slightly out from underneath where it was, You can tell it's browned parchment that has been folded over once, and slightly open, you can see there are words on it that have been written out almost in a sort of haphazardly form.
I'll pick it up, open it, and let the gang know I found something as I
All
open
right.
it.
As you open it and you begin to read, it says, attention all freaks. No. As you open it and begin to read, it's addressed to all of you. Dear foreign invaders. Hello! You don't know who I am, but we're going to keep it at that. I seem to have found your friend. While he was a little more difficult to get my hands on, I managed to subdue him in a way that was proper. He was not meant to be here, and I'm so sorry you had to deal with him for the time you did. But do not worry, he has been obtained. If you found this, it means you looked past the illusion, to which I am proud. It was simple, but many people don't really look beyond it. So, applause to you. If you're wondering who I am, do not. There is no need. But, for one thing you can rest assured your friend is well and alive. I just left a little part of him to you, so what you can remember him by. You don't need him anymore. Just leave it. Just walk away. Have a good one. Ta-ta.
She was more respectful about it.
Well, the handwriting is a little jank and a little bit fastly written. It could have easily been something that was done in a pinch, perhaps, but still well written calligraphy-wise. Very much neat in some parts as well, as they were seemingly trying to catch themselves. While there is no sign-off with a name, there is but simply a stamp. A stamp in which is the symbol of the tainted.
Wait, what?
Tainted?
The tainted.
Well, at least the one who left a note was respectful in their addressing to us.
Do I recognize this?
Yeah, I'll pass it
It's
over.
the same symbol you've always known since since it's existed. It is the symbol of the tainted.
What the fuck? But can she
Timber
recognize
pole.
who wrote this?
If you want to roll me a
Okay.
history,
I'm gonna do an Arcana check on the like
History, don't fail me.
paper.
go right ahead. Both of you
Yeah.
can roll.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, that's really good. Ash, you sense no arcana behind this. It is purely simple parchment and ink with a stamp. However, Demetrius, reading over it, you kind of recognize the air behind this. The terminology with the last word said, which is ta-ta, and the signing of simply the stamp of the tainted. This is not somebody you'd imagine you'd run into with this kind of thing before. As in your time living within the quarry, you had known of the person who had ran the tainted keep, the woman who was behind it all, someone that your kind considered a false tainted, a tainted that turned against her own kind, the woman who kept them all in line, which is a Miss Miriam, the woman who essentially kept all the tainted within the quarry, running the tainted's keep.
Why the fuck does she want with Odrin? She's gonna crush the paper. And just toss it away. Well, it seems that we're wasting our time here.
I feel like we could have used that like to ask for Foamy to like make a magical link between them
No,
or something. Find them.
I already know. I already know who it belongs to, and I know where they are, and it's a waste of time.
Okay.
We'll worry about that later. The more we delve into it, the more houses upset I'll get. But let's not delve into it. All I can see is if that person's involved, I'm actually curious, but at the same time a bit pissed off. But anyway, let's get out of here and let's give this item to Foamy.
Yeah.
And also we need to get your pet back. Let's not forget about your pet.
Yeah.
And also the information that we were given that the person that have your pet is one of the wardens.
Yeah, so if we would be friends with him, we could possibly find out the endings of White Gulch.
Speaking
Friends.
of, have you been still keening in with your familiar?
Yeah.
Keying in with it, you could hear it happily eating. Like, from what you could tell, they're eating currently, and they finish and they look up, and he's like, "Oh, don't give me the mice." Oh, all right, fine, I'll give you another one. Because he used to feed them.
He's making my cat fat, I think.
You think I'll notice if you've grown a couple pounds?
Yeah.
I'm just saying you're pregnant.
I think Mittens is gonna have a few pounds on her.
Mittens definitely is a little itty bitty chunk. A little itty bitty chunker from last you saw her.
Just like my cat Angel.
Yeah. I do love how every single time we leave her with somebody, they just absolutely dote on her.
That's actually like that with my cats. Whenever I go to a trip, I always see my cat being chunkier because one of the neighbors kind of fed them a bit too much.
So I'm not too worried technically about my cat right now.
Alright. Well, first things first. Let's get back to the village.
Yeah,
You,
after one of us has probably been taken. I don't feel
Yeah.
comfortable out in the wilderness anymore.
No. The how is this, the better we leave. Yeah, the more we leave now, the better it is. So it's we leave
Alright.
now.
Yeah.
After a good while's journey, you all, with the new information given to you at hand, begin your journey once again, as it'll take some time for you to get back to Underbell. But eventually, after long, grueling nights, 10 days will have passed before
Ash
you
is
guys
also
finally
gonna
get
hunt for some things.
there. Alright, what do you want to hunt for?
Like just some small game, I guess. Like a bunny or like a bird or something.
If we're doing that, I'm gonna be on my tensor floating disc
Yep.
doing art.
That was what I presumed, if you wanted to log that real quick.
Yee. I'll do it in both.
I will help. Demetrius will help Ash with the hunting. So Demetrius will basically just be. She would go to her sneak mode and basically just snipe. Basically just basically snapshot.
Timberpaw will help with the hunting on the downtime as well with his crossbow.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna be using her sneak.
Alright. The three of you go hunting. I'd say with Ash's 15, you do fairly well. You see the rabbits that sift through the snow and with a bit of pointing out and some keen eyes, you do end up hunting down some pretty decent game.
I think he
This
skins the
game.
rabbit as well.
Ellie,
Mhm.
I kind of want if Tipplepelt made an actual shot, I kind of want to roll just to see if it naturally critted, to see if it like instant fries the thing he shot at.
Oh, you're gonna try to do this like Minecraft?
I don't know. That's his first thing. That was the first thing that came to like. If he technically shot and if he technically natural 20'd on that rabbit or whatever he's hunting, what happens?
Let's see, I guess. Well, you didn't. You definitely with that 13, you expertly shoot it between the eyes, as it was very easy to hit for you, as it lies over dead as the blood pools into the snow. And with that little bit of flame burst, it's not going to do anything because it hasn't activated naturally. But yeah, you kill it pretty easily. Demetrius, you manage to snag a few others as well, alongside using a bit of that survival to maybe collect some edible like fungal or getting some like honeysuckle for something sweeter, and you manage to collect a good amount of food for yourselves to consume as you continued on your journey back down to Underbelly.
Alright. Hopefully, alright. So far we're good. Not your book, right? Well, we haven't got there yet, right? We're still traveling.
At this point, yes, you're still traveling if you guys wish to
Alright.
just interact amongst yourselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing. So while we're walking, Demetrius is going to. She's gonna look at Ash and she's gonna begin to speak up and say, "So, during your time in, during your time in the light, how how do you feel? How do you feel about your experience here? Since you are from another land, I suppose."
Well, I'm technically a fugitive on the run, so not great. It's not been
Besides,
great hunting
well,
down by Rebecca.
That's gonna dawn on
yeah,
Timberpelt.
no, it's
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
But
that like
they don't know
sorry.
Timberpelt's name, that's right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a yeah,
that's not that's
it's a terrifying but I'm actually talking about like what you think about the land without I mean without being fugitives.
it's pretty nice. I like it, and he blushes a bit as he thinks of Wolf as well.
You probably had called him like one of the previous nights talking over the thing, like, yeah, they kind of stole Odrin. They were what?
Yeah,
It's what?
I don't know, man. They just left a note. Demetrius says that
Yeah,
like they're in like the
Tainted Keep.
Maria Hall or something. The person's the captain of the Tainted.
Huh.
The Keep.
Main trader. Okay, and then I just get back to my conversation with Demetrius.
It's just weird shit.
But yeah,
Okay.
Well,
I don't like that most
I
parties are trying to kill me and my group. Also,
well,
it's really fucked up what's happening with the Tainted.
Yeah, but that's what
it
makes it a
really
party. That's why we are a party.
well, Well,
Isn't a party supposed to
judging
be
by
fun? Like, I'm expecting this thing to be kind of fun, and it's not really. But it's kind of getting kind of what's the word? Not fun.
She does a little like confetti cannon with a little wah sound. Ta-da!
it is terrible what my kind has been going through, and I'm curious about the future. I know we'll do the best we can to make it better for everyone else. But I think the main goal right now is to stay alive and keep our heads down.
Yeah, that's
Since
usually my main goal.
yeah, since everyone is so hooked on the fact of the same old saying everybody keeps saying. I'm not gonna say it since I'm tired of hearing that
Oh
word.
yeah, you mean that one saying where you be in the light and then you shit in it?
Yeah,
Born
something
in
like
the
that.
light, die in the light.
I don't know no light. This ain't my light.
I've always been a fan of the
Yeah,
dark side.
Me too.
They rest in peace.
well, Ash, just like I say, just keep your mind clear of what Just focus on something that's important to you the most, and hold on to it, and don't let go of it.
That is
It,
a good thing to know, but it's not.
it,
But so far, it's kind of just as shitty as everywhere else. Just the shittiness is more obvious.
Oh. At least in Action, they covered it up by saying it was just politics. Here, it's just, oh yeah, we're just racist. Oh yeah. Oh, look at my racism.
Yeah. At least in Action they would like cover their shit up. But like here it's just like all out in the open. It's just, not gonna lie, kind of refreshing.
Yeah, Morgacy is there are some people that are not really bright on what they're doing.
So my feelings about this place are complicated.
Welcome to
What
the
about you,
light.
Lonnie?
That's a good question. I don't really run that fast, so I don't know that much about racisms.
It's more like how do you feel about them? How do you feel about the light? This new
The light or
additional
the
land
darkness? Because I prefer dark because it can be lit up by like candles and stuff.
I think
Yeah,
there's a
that too. I mean, that
difference
does sound
between
nice.
making jokes and giving your opinion. It's fine to have an opinion.
I mean, it's fine if you don't have to. I'm just curious.
I'm
on
more of
your
an
view.
observer than when it comes to like more serious topics than a participator.
Honestly, I want to see this shit snuffed out. I don't want to have to deal with this guy anymore. I mean, like, fuck. I've dealt with him my whole life, and all he's done is be awful.
And so will
So-
the next person.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like there's a difference. Like, I don't know, hearing the stories of the old kings and things now, it's just... I mean, sure, yeah. The next person that could come just as worse, if not, just as bad, if not worse. But there's always going to be more people like us, right? People fighting up against it. And there's always people that are going to be better. So instead of looking at it as, oh, people are going to be bad like this, the next person could be as well, be a little optimistic.
The universe
And
is a
just
balance. There's not going to be a Puritan, and there's not going to be complete chaos, because if there is complete chaos, good will balance it out. And if there is complete good, there's going to be chaos that comes from it to bounce back out again.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean everything's a shitstorm.
Right, because stuff will balance out. Like, there's people are able to live a normal life for a majority of the time. And if we change something and switch things around, that's will bring positives to some races, some species, some creatures, some cities, and others will fall in place. There'll be a trade somewhere. There is
I
no
think this
true
is about the
equality.
entire nation, though. Like, it doesn't help that no one has the ability to leave, you know? Because, like,
Well,
sure,
to
everyone's gonna be some kind of way towards somebody else. And that's all. But at the same time, we all each have the ability to be better than the next person. And
think
I
the
feel like if people who were felt wronged were given the ability to leave, to go somewhere else they wish, like how you all were able to leave your place and come here, there's always that chance of maybe, just maybe, there's the option of somebody here who doesn't like what they see and how they feel to go somewhere else where they possibly can find something better. And I think that's the chance that I want, that I kind of want for myself.
you want to leave the light?
Oh yeah, I don't want to die in this shit. You kidding me?
Oh yeah, no.
I'm literally made of firelight, like in a sense, you know. Like my father was a tainted. Like I get it. There's a lot to it, but I I can't
So
see
you just
myself
don't.
among these lands for the rest of my damn life. You
Then
know, I
build
have
the
this
boat and
taste
go
for
out.
it.
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue.
If you want to
Oh,
leave, find a way to
oh,
make it work.
I listen. I don't have the funds for that.
If you don't have the funds, you have the time. You have the ability to
well,
do
the thing,
research to find a way to build something. And if you can figure out
even
one way, you can find out another.
Didn't I say the same thing for you guys then? Why are you looking for this one lady when you could just build a boat yourself and leave? But you're staying behind, aren't you? Because you want to help. Because you know other people don't have that kind of time. Other people don't have that kind of thing. They don't have the ability to research. They don't have the ability to do that.
But if that's the case, then
So,
you're
and think
choosing to not want to leave over your other interests. So you're choosing to stay instead. You want to stay more than you want to leave.
I feel like we're not getting anywhere with this conversation. I was trying to simply put a little bit of a skipping a step, I guess, a morale boost. This doesn't feel anything like that. I just feel
well,
like I'm
how,
being told I'm
how
wrong.
about this? How about this? The more the how about this? The more it seems what we're doing so far is, I will be honest, the more good we do around the light, and the more kind and the well, depends how we put it, but the more change we have on the fact on the people around. There have been wars, there have been buzz, there has been people that are surprised to hear that there are a group of people that are doing something with a bit of change and a bit of and a bit of honest how is honest works to the people here. There could be change, and there can also be hope that there will be a better tomorrow.
You see, that's what I was
So
hoping for.
the first thing we need to focus on is, first thing first, make sure, you know, make the make like the first things first is taking care of ourselves. If we can't take care of ourselves, then that means we cannot do our best to help those that are in need. So little by little. Little by little is what matters. Keep ourselves alive, do what we can to help those in need, and later on there will be some good.
I like that kind of thinking. It's hopeful. I like a little bit of hope.
That's one of the reasons why what I'm. That's one of the reasons what I'm doing now. See what happens, and hopefully there'll be something. But we'll talk more about ideals and hope and whatever. First things first, let's get back to the town and get to the town, and then we'll discuss what we'll do.
That sounds good.
But in the meantime, let's eat ourselves some fucking rabbit.
Yeah.
The rabbit.
I have a taste for
Yeah.
some tiny
But-
meat.
Yeah, and we might not be able to do everything right, but we can at least do some good.
You don't need to eat my
Yeah.
shoulders. There's rabbit there.
Oh no, trust me, you don't have enough. You don't have enough on you to eat you up.
Oh,
At
good.
least not in some parts.
Great. Safety.
Like tongue.
The rabbit is nibbled onwards to progression.
As you guys continue, you find your way back to the city of Underbell, feasting on the rabbits you had hunted, and getting your way through the days. As finally you reach the city. I will say at some point, it will become miserable, but until then, the days have remained the same temperature, if not getting just a teensy bit warmer over these parts of the day. As you guys are on the 16th of the second month of trees, finding yourselves back in town. As you enter inside. Ash, I'm guessing your first destination is your cat.
Yeah.
As you follow Ash there and make your way, you reach the house of Guinness. As you do you knock? Do you
I'm gonna knock.
You do a simple knock before hearing the sound of, "Oh, 1 minute!" As there's movement on the inside before the door opens, as you see Gillis standing there, obviously in the middle of putting on his work clothes, which is, you can see he's wearing heavy, what seems to be half plate, maybe full plate armor. As he's putting it on himself, it's like, "Oh, hey, you're back! Good to see you.
Yeah.
I was just about to go out to work." Mitty! As he calls out, and you see little Mittens come out. Not as fat as you expected. Definitely, it looks like he was a lot less, chunky towards her. But she's definitely had a little bit of some roundness added to her, but she's still as pretty as you remember her being, and she just immediately runs over to you and jumps onto your back.
Did you have a good time? Oh, that's good. Thank you so much for looking after her.
Oh, no problem. I love cats. I love all animals. Sort of like a side hustle.
Yeah.
That I do
I
for free.
even, I even have a little bit of rabbit, a little bit of a treat for you. For you, Mittens.
Wish you will
And for my
happily
check.
munch.
Yep. He gives her a bit of rabbit.
Yum, 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 yum.
I got teacher.
Again, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep you from work.
Oh, no, it's fine. Technically, I'm not supposed to be in until a little later, but sometimes I like getting early in. If you want to come in, it's pretty cold outside today. You can warm yourself up by the fire.
Out of character, do we already know what his occupation is? Like, was it given to us to a
Yes,
point
you
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
made aware.
Okay, cool.
He's a warden, and not a very good one.
Yeah, I hope you're able to get some time at home after this and be able to stretch out and spend some time with the pets a bit more. I know that your job can be torture, so.
This
Wouldn't
is my
call it
friend
torture.
Lonnie.
Just letting you know that Demetrius is not there. She's staying away from that.
This is Lonnie. She has this is my friend oh no, Lainey. Sorry, Lainey.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm the
That
mayor
sounds
of another
familiar.
sound. Yeah.
Oh, were you? Honestly, I was expecting you to be a little older.
No,
And
she's
followed by more
joking.
cats.
She does love cats though, and we did nominate her, but they ended up hiring a different Lainey. Probably for the best.
Ah,
Hey,
well, suits to be, I guess. Pleasure to meet you. Get here so quick. And he'll hold out his hand to you to shake.
I'm gonna slap it like bros do.
He'll slap it back, and you guys will do like an elbow bump.
Neat. Torture buddies. Whoop whoop.
Why are we becoming friends with this man?
Oh, but if you want to take a second, I do have some tea left on the kettle if you wanted some. You can get you warmed up before I have to leave.
Okay. That sounds okay.
Yeah, sure. Sounds like a jolly time.
Yeah, most of the time, I don't really. I'm mostly there for a few weeks at a time. Takes a few days to get there, of course. Sometimes I get there a day earlier just to make sure I get work done. As I'll just gesture for you guys to come in, as I'll just keep talking. Heading
I'm
over
doing
to
an
the kitchen.
insight check on this man again.
Okay.
I'm
So
not.
just- Seems like a good guy.
Seems like a good police officer.
Oh, and before you come in, just to make sure you don't get any mud on my floor, can you wipe your feet on the front mat there?
Yeah.
Maybe take your shoes off too if they're a little too muddy.
Puñeta.
Ooh! Adios mío!
Alright. Well, I think my shoes are kind of bolted to my feet, but
Well, of course I don't mean you, lad.
who is with me? Is it just Lainey or Lonnie or
Lonnie, Rowe, and Alex. And Timberpelt too.
Okay, so the whole gang's here.
Full gang's here, unless some people decide they don't want to be here, which Demetrius has. They are off doing God knows what.
I will say
Which
I
we'll talk about
think
in a
I told
second.
Ro that probably to disguise themselves before they come in.
Why?
I don't know if
definitely
we all
didn't.
want to be showing our faces to the head warden.
Oh, yeah, probably not. They will disguise themselves as they'll think about it for a second and just disguise themselves as a taller, just essentially the same version of themselves, just without horns and the red skin. Just a normal human. They'll think about it for a second and be like, I look a little similar. They'll get rid of
Can
one
you disguise
tattoo.
yourself?
I do have a disguise kit. If anyone's more proficient with it, I just own it. I don't got the proficiency with it.
Oh yeah, we gotta work on that when we're on the trolley.
Also, Ali, I did roll that religion for a reason.
I know why. I am aware as to why. We'll talk about it in just a sec.
Okay.
But
I'm assuming you're also doing a disguised self or something.
Who?
Lainey.
Lonnie is not disguising herself at all.
Okay.
you all enter inside and you see the same sleeping dog resting on its back this time. as it's snoring peacefully beside the firelight. As it is far warmer in here than it was outside, as you see him, Gilius, within the kitchen area, as he seems a little taller now, as he's looking over the stove as he's testing the heat of the tea kettle before pulling his hand away really fast because he realized it was hot. And being like, who wants a cup of tea?
Sure.
Will raise his finger.
Alex
Which
will raise a
one?
hand.
The middle one?
No.
Oh.
His pointer.
Okay.
Alex will raise a hand and Ro will politely decline, then ask for something stronger, to which he'll be like, "Oh no, I am not a drinker. I know foul of me as a dwarf, but as he'll collect. Let's see.
Don't let your race dwarf your boundaries.
Oh, funny.
Thanks.
Timberfelt, did you want a drink? You want some tea?
Sure.
Alright. He'll put down 1, 2, 3, 4 cups, as he'll put them all down, as well as grab the tea kettle, coming over, and he even has like a little dish of some sugar cubes and like a thing for drizzling honey, as you see fit. It's just a simple tea. I don't really need anything too profound.
What's your favorite animal?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Your favorite
Honestly,
animal is... Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying your favorite animal is hard. Like a turtle?
well, turtles are pretty nice. You know, easy to take care of, slow moving. They love the simple things in life. You know, I kind of relate to that. As for, favorite, though, I have to say my favorite thing that I've ever taken care of was when I was a lot younger, and it was one of the few times I've really gotten to get my hands on it. I found an eagle that was hurt in the mountains, and so I brought it all the way back home and nursed it back to care. And I had that thing for years until it eventually decided to leave off to do whatever eagles do, and quite enjoyed it. Really magnificent animals they are, you know.
Oh, that must have been amazing.
Oh yeah, it was startling to have something put that much trust in you, especially something as magnificent. So it really taught me that even the most profound of beasts, even the most profound of creatures, rely on even the most minuscule of beings to take care of them.
How long have you exactly been taking care of animals, then?
So can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Just how long have you been taking care of animals? Since sounds like you've been taking care of them since you were a kid.
Probably since I found the eagle. And at first it was supposed to be one of them hunting trips with some family members, but then I saw it and I just felt bad. So I grabbed it and took it home, took care of it, and then from there it just kind of became a thing. People around town would bring me that animal to watch them, you know, kind of like how you have. And it's just sort of been like a pattern, you know. And then naturally it's just sort of a side thing for me, as my main job's always been working as a soldier for the King's Army. And then White Culture was instated, and I was popped in as its warden since I was one of its high rankers.
A bit different of job experiences, taking care of animals and then being a soldier.
Oh yeah, I had really no choice. I was instated. Especially whenever after the death of the previous king, they really got on people's asses about joining the armies.
Yeah, they tend to do that. Fuckers.
Oh, I will be honest, I am a little... Part of me is complacent, though. Probably in parts where I shouldn't be, but... It's life, you gotta live it as you see fit. Especially when you're in the light. I'd like to live in it, not die in it.
Yep. Live in the light, die in the light. Ash sort of raises his cup.
He'll sort of raise his, just not really a word, so I live by it.
Yes.
If I'm being completely honest with you here, you seem like an honest guy. Part of it's lived up lies. There's no living. There's only surviving.
That's how I've seen most of life.
Oh, yeah, but here, oh, there's like a food chain to this whole thing. It's either you live in the uppermost society, or you're somewhat well off, or you're tainted. And a lot of the times, not many people are so lucky. Because the moment you interact with one of the lowers, you are one. Doesn't matter who you were at one point in your life, no matter how good you were or how bad you've been. The moment you're within that spotlight, that modicum of desecration, as far as anyone's concerned, you're the lowest of the low. Which is a sad truth, really. I wish it wasn't, but it is, and in the end we kind of all fall under that expectation in the end. To see those as that kind of thing.
Ash is just sort of gonna look around. That makes a lot of sense. It's people are pieces of shit in general. I look towards Timberpelt. Like, help me.
Timberpelt, you get flashes of Rebecca in your face as you're remembering that piece of shit in particular.
Ash is just looking around like, anyone else want to join this conversation?
He's like getting really like into it too. He's like swirling his teacup as he's like looking down as he's thinking, like you can imagine he's thinking of the constant amount of people he's probably hurt in pursuit of this kind of ideal.
To be
Seems
honest,
that
I
you
would
don't
say
really
the
like your
Matrix
job.
she is there. She's just hiding.
Oh yeah. Well, if I'm to be honest. But really. There's a lot of ups and downs with it. The ups is it's a job that I can pay for my things as I wish and as I please. The downs is I have to work with the people I work with. Most of the time I just kind of let them do what they want. But I at least know that I am loyal to my king. And that's pretty much all I need to get by with my day to day.
Ash, I think Ash just didn't really know what to say. It's just like, well, I guess you get to like make sure that the animal abusers, all people who hurt animals, get to like get what they got coming to them.
Oh, I promise you. They don't come to White Gulch, because by the time they'd reach my gates, they'd be dead.
Ash just sort of smiles.
You know, how'd your hunting trip go, by the way? You find anything? You know?
Yeah, we
I
found
noticed
some
you brought out
rabbits.
the rabbit, yeah.
Yeah, rabbits, birds.
Yes.
Didn't really get any deer though. Weren't fortunate enough.
Oh, they're especially hard to find in these areas. They mostly tend to feed up on the trees, but a lot of the times when it's colder, like during these parts of the year, they don't really tend to come out.
We probably missed them.
Perhaps, yeah. If you had a little bit more of a keen eye, you might have seen one.
I'm not very perceptive.
Well, if you do find yourself wanting to go out again, nah. I just met you, that'd be weird.
How tall is this
Yeah.
person in comparison to me?
They're just... How tall are you?
I have it in my description. I have an exact height. 3'4".
They're just a bit taller than you.
Okay.
Probably, like... Well, to you, a good bit taller, but, like, he's probably, like, 4'5".
Okay. Just gathering information.
So
I
how
was
does
gonna-
everybody else like their drinks?
Yeah, it's just simple tea.
If I had to give it a letter grade, I'd give it a T.
Oh, that's a pretty good grade, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the book smart one of us.
Well, how does it smell, the timber pulp?
It smells natural. It definitely isn't anything fragrant or overwhelming. It seems just like a simple herbal tea.
Could timber pulp guess an origin of the tea leaves?
Take a sippy. Taste. It's Eastern. No,
Sorry.
Like, does he
So-
know, like, from the smell, what sort of leaves were used in it?
Nightlock. Poison.
No. Piss. No. I'm not gonna do y'all like Giovanni. And Giorno. I'm not gonna do y'all like Giorno.
Drugs us and takes us all to White Gulch.
No, peas in a tea kettle and pretends it's tea. But with the taking a sniff of it and a taste, go ahead and give me a nature check.
Okay.
Giving it a little lap like a good doggy. I can imagine while everyone just drinks normally, where they like put it up against their pursed lips, Timberpelt's doing the dog lick. He has to like put it on the ground. Do you take a few laps of it and you taste it? I'm pretty good on what's in this. It seems to be a little bit of just hold on. I don't know that much about tea. 1 second. As you take a small sip and inhale, from what you can tell, this seems to be a simple herbal tea made from what you can tell to be dandelion petals.
Okay.
How close is this individual to finishing his tea?
I'd say he got really ingrained in talking about his job and how he feels about this whole thing. So after a second, he's just kind of looking at his cup, part of you is like reading him, like he doesn't look like he's really in the mood to drink anymore. Drink anything anymore. Maybe he's lost his taste for it. But I'd say he was about maybe a third of the way through.
If you finish your tea, I can read the leaves for you.
And to what purpose would that be?
Just to give you an essence of what to look forward to for work, and hopefully it can be something more on the positive side.
I appreciate that, but I'm not really one for fortune telling.
Okay.
It's just like I am.
By
I'll
all
always have the
means,
force in red.
read your friend's petals.
And he downs his teacup and puts it in front of Rolani.
Neat. Give me a letter
A letter?
from the alphabet, yeah.
M.
1, 2, or 3.
2.
As you've set your thing down, the force of the cup actually kind of shunts it forward a little bit, and you can see kind of like the outline of a mountain range. And you can see that, oh yeah, this mountain here, as you can see from the way that the lines ridge. It seems like we might be running into a few powerful enemies soon.
Oh God, not Rachel from school.
I feel like it's probably gonna be a bit worse than Rachel from school.
He used to go to school.
Well, I used to, but Rachel was just a real bitch.
Oh, I get you. I work with a real bitch. Oh. He's like, you can see him as he brings up that, you can see he's thinking about one of the other wardens as he's just like, This man is obviously
I would like to
out
cast
of-
Detect Thoughts on him once per day to read his thought on that.
Okay.
Let me do it in a way that is once per long rest, which I believe can be done without arcane things, requiring no spell slot or component. So I think it still requires the somatic visual, but it seems he's maybe lost in thought and probably won't notice anyway.
You're already doing kind of the tea leaf reading, so he won't really perceive it as anything.
Neat. It's a if he's gonna try and maybe save against it, it's Wisdom 15.
I'll give him disadvantage.
Neat.
Wait, what's
Because
happening?
it's still you prying into his thoughts.
I'm detecting thoughts on a guy as he's thinking about one of the wardens. Getting information without having to go into the facility.
That's a 15?
Yes, I'm gonna do a silvery barb with that as a
Alright.
reaction. Cool.
That's still a 15.
Well, I think that would have been 16 because it's only one. Oh no, because it's the lower of the two. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens. I don't get to detect thoughts.
I'd say you'd get a little bit.
Okay.
You could definitely, you just hear the sound of him being like, fuck you, Yesenia. But that's it.
Cool.
He's like, he feels something in his brain hole that he doesn't like, and he's like, meh. Ugh. What time is it? He'll start jostling his keys, getting them on.
She would literally spread lies about me around the school.
Oh, jeez. Well, kids will be kids. He'll stand up and grab the kettle and go put it back on the stove. Anyways, it's been lovely
She
having you.
literally, and she cut my hair once. Like, she was just the worst.
I just gonna pause. Well, he doesn't notice anything. He's just like, yeah, again, I'm sorry for that, but, I think it's been a good time talking with you all. Glad you had a decent hunting trip. Glad I could watch a cat. But I think it's about time, I'll head out to work, so if you don't mind.
Yeah, we should get going anyways. We're gonna miss the trolley.
Yeah, we both are. Or at least I'm gonna miss mine. You're all going on a different one. Well, guess first who'll open the door for you all.
It was nice talking to you again.
Eyes on you.
Alright, yes.
I'm guessing all of us except for the 30 stealth leave the building.
As you all begin to leave, and that interaction is happening, Demetrius, you are so sneaky.
We're so sneaky that we didn't even know that you were there.
You were one sneaky little fuck boy. What have you been up to?
Steal everything.
She's been listening the entire conversation. But at the same time, she prayed to Merde.
Yeah. What is it you need, child?
What's the list that you need to be taken care of again?
What was that, Mark?
What's the list that you need to be taken care of again?
The hit list?
Yes.
Oh god, there's so many.
Is the man part of it?
This one? The one you're spying on?
Yes.
Oh. No, but he smells like another one.
What do you mean by another one?
Well, someone I want dead. He's been around.
Someone you despise, or someone that you don't.
Oh, someone who has prolonged death, and I'm not talking about the king.
Basically, just making it more just annoying for you.
Oh yes. When someone is meant to die, that is when they will die, and that's when they will return to me. And that is how all should be. But this one, in particular, has evaded death so many times, I hate it. You see, if you do want to pursue it, which I would not mind one tiny little itty bitty bit, as she'll poke your nose, where he resides within, that big old thing over there, and she'll sort of point towards it as your attention is pointed towards the prison of White Gulch. There is a prisoner that has yet to die. They've hung him, they've shocked him, they've shot at him, they've done so much, but he has yet to breathe his last breath.
And so possibly a immortal or someone that couldn't die?
Or someone
Or they just
incredibly lucky. There have been fates that have been prying, from what I've noticed. Things are not right. And I want to make sure they get clean. If you want to infiltrate it and kill this guy, that'd be pretty great too, you know?
that was the plan. The plan was to help this group go in White Gulch, but since you told me there is someone they need to get rid of, then that's my goal.
Seems like a well enough one. There are plenty of people in there, and all of them that I would love to see join my obelisk.
Wait, you said join or drown?
Join.
Oh. Then
All
yes,
the
I
pretty
do.
little souls of the pretty little people that fuck with me, that do these kinds of things, they go with this. And she's gonna like kind of hold it and just like, you know the drill. And the same goes for you. As long as you're not an asshole. So keep it up, she'll lift it away, give you a smile, and just give you a wink. Just keep up the good work. If you want to break into that, that'd be fun and nice. If you don't think you can yet, I always have others who will. So, that's up to you.
I'll keep you informed.
That would be well enough. And don't worry, I'll be dropping in every now and again. As is my duty.
Alright, pleasure as always.
Bye-bye. Sure.
Alright.
With
So-
assistance.
Has everyone left the house, right?
I'd say at this point, yes. Everyone has left. You'll see,
Lock him in.
Gilius is taking a second to make sure he has everything, making sure he has his keys and all of his things before heading out to follow them, making sure to lock the door behind him, double locking it just to make sure, and of course, naturally, before he leaves too, you'll notice he puts like a bowl of dog food on the floor for the hound that's sleeping. Like, don't forget to eat up, old friend. Have a
Okay, it's gonna be a bit difficult, isn't it?
Hee chaos.
I
And
just
no
wanna
one
look
else
for-
knows that Demetrius is in there.
I want to look for items. Any
Mhm.
documents or any like documents, keys, anything.
give me an investigation.
Fuck, I'm not good with that shit. Wait. You know what? Wait. Let me look at something real quick. Where is it? I have it here. Let's see. So I'm gonna use my Whispers of the Dead, and I'm gonna use it to basically give me a skill that I lack, and I gained it. So basically, I want to gain a proficiency in my investigation.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use that. So
Alright.
investigation. Fuck!
Oh, I can't see. Hold on. As you attempt to sneak your way through and investigate, you immediately, your foot hits a table, and as you look over at that table as your foot has hit it, it knocks itself into the fireplace as you see papers flying into the fireplace and beginning to burn.
Oh.
The fuck?
And you see the dog has been like, "Huff," as it's flipped itself over onto its paws now and looks up at you like, "Huff."
How far away is the guy
Oh.
who just locked the house?
Right.
I'd say
Right,
he's. I think Demetrius would have waited long enough, so I think maybe
Okay.
he's like 5 minutes.
Alright.
Okay, I tried.
Wait, alright, let me see. Let me see what I can do. I think I have something that can help me.
Well, I will ask that
Uh,
actually beforehand, Demetrius. Would you have waited long enough? Do you think she would have
Yeah.
been patient enough?
She would.
Okay.
Shit.
Just
I
don't
need to
break their
access-
toilet. Sorry.
I am not Jerry. I am not Jerry. Okay, so real quick. Let me look at something real quick. I need to be smart. Shit, that won't work because Find Familiar takes a while to cast. Son of a bitch, I always keep forgetting that. Do I see like a sheet? Like, how big is the fire?
The fire is about 5 feet long by 3 feet high.
So it's big.
And it's decent. It's pretty well sized, and it goes about 3 to 4 feet in.
Okay. I might burn myself. But
I will say paper
Maybe-
bird's pretty damn fast, so you're going to be pretty damn fast about this.
yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna use my Claw of Darkness. Because the thing is about that, it deals 1d10 gold code.
Mm-hmm.
And with that code, would that work against the fire? Since it's cold.
I'd say for a little bit of that spice to add into this, I'm gonna say yeah. We're gonna allow that since that is pretty clever.
So I'm gonna do that. I am gonna roll for it, so.
This is a certified rule of cool moment.
Good pun.
And it's an 18.
Okay. You swipe your hands in and manage to grab your hands onto 3 pieces of parchment as the rest of them burn into the fires fairly quickly, as the 3 pieces of paper you've grabbed have only light burns through them. Parts of it haven't burned through as you shake it off. You will be taking only 4 fire damage as
take it.
as you get briefly burned for a second and waggle your hand as you manage to air off the papers and get your hands on them. You have only managed to recover 3 out of what seemed like a fairly decent stack.
Alright. And with the real quick, can I look at the dog real quick? Is he safe?
He's just kind of staring at you. He's just like, Murph.
Real quick. I am going. I think Demetrius does have a bit of like food, like the rabbit's meat that she was about to keep for herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna give it to the dog.
They will very happily take it. Almost as like they were waiting for something, and the moment you hand them the rabbit, they slowly lean forward, take it from your hand, like, yes, good deal. I don't bark like a maniac, and I get food.
Alright. With the parchment, do I see what they are?
So, with the 3 pieces of parchment that you managed to get your hands on as you sift through them, making sure to not damage any more of the burnt paper, from what you can tell, they seem to be, 2 of them seem to pertain to the same thing, while 1 does not. For the one that doesn't pertain to the same thing, it seems to be simple paperwork about just simple stuff talking about, perhaps being able to expand part of the part of the prison outward for sakes of making sure there's more space within it, as well as working a bit on the spaces within the trolley for the prisoners' carts that lead into White Gulch. But the last two that seem to pertain to the same thing have spaces in between that confuse you, but the first page that you read definitely catches your eye, as it reads out to you. You cannot tell who had written this, but from what you can tell, it wasn't Gilius, as it seems addressed to him, in a way, or at least addressed to him as well as two other people. It is addressed to Gilius Oqueg, Kagiso Albinson, and Yesenia Weiss. As you read it through, parts of it are obscured, but from what you can tell, it's, as of recent, we've managed to get our hands on parts of it that had burned off, but you do see the last words AVN, as it continues to explain that people have been captured, maybe not all, but a good bit are, as a sign of showing our strength and as a form of showmanship and just a simple act of don't mess with us, essentially. From what you can tell, there seems to be an eventual execution that is to be presented within the capital of light. And after reading through and staring intensely and trying to catch the names, your eyes stop as you catch finally the name of the person they wish to execute. The names of two people. First, of course, is the name Chandra. Second is a name you do not recognize at all, but as a name nevertheless. As it is the name of Dairon. And reading on to the next page, it details how the others of their kind relating to Chandra have been secured and are being withheld, but not all have been snuffed. But from what you can tell, there is a public execution to be had, although you do not have a date or time.
I know what Chandra is, right?
Chandra is one of the members of Voxhaven, the tainted woman who had offered to help you all break in initially with the ideas of feigning death.
Oh, so it's just like, how the hell did she get captured this time?
Who knows? But this time it doesn't seem like they're going to just lock her up. This time it seems like they're going to take her head.
Yeah, because at that point, I mean, to Demetrius' head, it's just like, yeah, to them they have been a nuisance. Like she has been like a nuisance to the to White Coach. Like it's like, you know what, we're killing you, fuck you. So yeah, Demetrius does find that news interesting. Okay.
And as you've collected these papers and begin to sort everything out and try to realize what's going on, you hear a knock at the door. Just a simple knock.
She's immediately going to, hey, gotta go to sneak mode. Like she looks at that door and immediately just go, whoop, sneak.
You hear the knocking again. Kagiso! My dogs are barking. Also, I didn't mean to say Kagiso. I meant to say Gillis. Gillis! Hello? Oh, I know you have to be in there. Hello? My dog's so...
She's being quiet.
You hear the brief jostle of keys. As you hear a lock turn. And as you hide in the nearest space to you and stare outward as the door opens, you see stepping into the home the king of Odrin's Light, Odrin himself. Yes, that's what we're going to leave off tonight.
It's
Now my
who?
chicken nuggets.
Odrin?
The
What?
king himself.
Oh, cool.
Why do you do
What?
this? Why do you do this to me, Ali?
Because
Why
I
on
can.
cliffhangers?
I do want to note, as after all of you had left the home of Gileas and began to make your way through, you realized that your friend was not with you. So after some time, you just kind of relaxed by yourselves until you heard the sounds of carts, horses, and men coming through as you realize that someone's going to Gileas's house and he's already left. As you realize, stepping out from the cart, the magnificent fancy cart, is the king himself as he approaches the house of Gileas before entering with a key of his own. As that is where we are going to be leaving off the session for tonight. As I do have to wake up early tomorrow, so because I gotta work a long shift tomorrow to make up for hours I lost this week.
Ali, ¿por qué?
Because
Why do you make me wait?
I can.
You fool.
Haha.